Christian Council says it's time to return to traditional family values. The Progressive Liberal Party meeting with supporters on Grand Bahama. And residents weighing in on ZNS Northern Service upgrade.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Shoshina Roll-Parkinson. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping the news this evening, the Grand Bahama Christian Council is bemoaning the state of crime and is expressing particular concern of the recent murder on Grand Bahama, where a young man is alleged to have killed his mother. Religious leaders say this situation is disturbing and demands that more attention be directed at the preservation of family values.
Our condolences goes out to the family of the mother. I mean, when you look at it, that whole family is just, there's just nothing good in the whole situation.
Details surrounding Grand Bahama's recent murder, where a woman was found stabbed to death in the trunk of a car, has left many questioning the moral compass of Bahamians, as well as prompted a debate on mental health. President of the Grand Bahama Christian Council, Reverend Dr. Robert Lockhart, says that if speculations prove to be true, where it is alleged that a son took the life of his mother, then this is truly a sad day in the country.
I would be very interested if that turns out to be the case, to find out what would bring a young man to that place that he would so viciously kill his own mother, especially in our community. And it tells us some of the things that are taking place in our communities. It tells us what's happening in some of the minds and hearts of some of our young people. But we must all pull together. We can't just say, oh, that isn't my son or my daughter or, whatever. But we must understand that when things like these happen, they impact the whole community, and they also say something about us as a Bahamian people that we need to rectify.
Reverend Lockhart says that it is time to take a closer look at society, analyze what is happening and what needs to be rectified. He says that adults must check the foundation of the family and home life, implement certain principles back into the family, and most importantly, show more love to children.
We must look at what is happening in our family, and this is where we have to realize that that's why I'm at the conclusion, no matter what anybody says, God's plan for a family life, for the role of men and women and the rearing of children is the best way for us to go. And the further we get away from that, the more we're going to embrace or see things like these.
Treasurer Pastor Cedric Beckles says that mental health must be taken more seriously in this country. He says that not because a person may seem to function as normal means that everything is okay within. He says persons must be more aware and to pay better attention to their brothers and sisters in society.
We need to be a lot more attentive to simple things: depression, discouragement, isolation. We need to be more concerned about the internal fights and issues that are going on in people's heads and people's minds, and we need to wake up. Parents need to watch their children at every stage, and when a behavior is untoward, address it. Address it professionally, address it spiritually, address it in all of the spheres to where we can have a wholesome society.
Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
In other news, the opposition Progressive Liberal Party meeting with supporters at the Taxi Union Hall here in Grand Bahama last night. Party officials addressing supporters ahead of their 54th annual convention, saying the party has regrouped and reinvented themselves since the 2017 election loss. Megan Shepard reports.
The Progressive Liberal Party is preparing to meet in convention, where leaders and supporters will chart the way forward for the party. Nomination of all party officers will be held on Thursday, with elections taking place on Friday. Some party officials have expressed that they would like to see the current leadership returned without a challenge.
And I'm urging you to keep the team, the brave team, because at the end of the day, together, each of us will achieve more if you are working as a team. And so the question is that each team member must be prepared to work with each team member. And the question is, at this time, are the team members each working well with each other? And that is happening. As your leader, I say to you, the team is working, and I'm satisfied with that team.
However, former Member of Parliament for West Grand, Bahama and Bimini, Obi Wolshcombe, is seeking to challenge current party chairman, Senator the Honorable Fred Mitchell. Party leader Philip Davis says that while he does not agree with Wolshcombe's decision, he is free to challenge the position.
As a member of the party who has a view on what should be happening, my view is he should not do it. As a member, right? But he's not prohibited from doing it, and no one is going to stop him from doing it. And at the end of the day, I don't think he could win, and he would not win. And I really, it's not good to have a string of losses in the organization.
Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
In other news, Basra Grand Bahama maintains a watchful eye on the seas in the northern Bahamas, dedicated to saving persons in distress at sea. Basra is manned and operated by volunteers, and tonight, Basra's chief volunteers say they are in urgent need of help in order to stay afloat. Here's Jamila Mizik with this report.
Bahamas Air Sea Rescue Association in Grand Bahama, better known as Basra, has been serving Grand Bahama since 1960. The organization is made up solely of volunteers and has saved many lives and assisted in thousands of rescues. But Basra Chairman Eddie Wan says this work calls for much more assistance. He says more persons should become members of Basra.
I feel every boat owner in Grand Bahama should be a member of Basra. Unfortunately, in fact, realistically, almost every person on Grand Bahama should be a member of Basra, because, as I always say, we live on an island. We're surrounded by water, so you're going to get here on an airplane or a boat. God forbid something goes wrong. There's a chance you might need us.
Juan says so far this year they've conducted several rescues in the northern Bahamas.
We've had a very busy year, unfortunately, in the rescues. When I say unfortunately, that anytime Basra or the police or an ambulance is busy, it's not a good thing. So we've had an extremely busy year. Just last weekend, we had 3 rescues in 2 days.
The Basra chairman says they're appealing for public support. On their wish list is another vessel as well as a search plane.
We are there year-round, saving people and searching for you. When you run out of fuel, get lost, we're there. And we'd like to just please plead to the community, please support us. We need you. We're nothing without you. If we don't get the funding and the donations, we can't operate.
Jamila Mizik, ZNS Network News.
Well, the countdown is on to the official launch of ZNS Northern Service HD television platform. The big investment is expected to place this TV station on the cutting edge of technology. Tonight, residents say they are looking forward to this change. After many years of anticipating a digital upgrade for ZNS Northern Service, a launch has been officially planned for this coming Friday. Residents on Grand Bahama say they are excited about this investment that will transition the island's only television station from analog to digital.
I believe the digitalization will complement the high-level quality of broadcasting that we get here.
We've heard it so much that we will upgrade and we will prepare, and now that we're actually making the headway for it.
When you look at the amount of persons who have access to digital devices such as their cell phones, the Samsungs and the iPhones that are quite capable of handling large HD files, we now can display our people in true color.
They say there are many reasons why they tune into the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, every evening, and shared what sets Grand Bahama apart from any other station in the nation.
They are sensitive to reporting our stories, and they don't just go after the negative, but they also go after the positive, and they also bring real life stories to us that we as a community could be sensitive to.
Most persons don't get to see these people, the producers like Darren and the rest of those guys, and Quentin, the cameraman, who work in the back. You guys have a fleet of professional.
We also caught up with a former Harlem Globetrotter who says while visiting the island, he tunes in every night. He shares why he believes this upgrade was needed.
I watch the news. I've been watching it for the last 2 weeks. I was at Nassau, like I said, a couple weeks ago, and I watched it here last night. And, you know, it looks fine, but the quality and the upgrade is needed.
As these residents congratulate the team in the north, they are also encouraging the employees to continue to find the stories that make a difference.
About the economy more in Grand Bahama, to see, you know, how we could, because there's a lot of folks here homeless and a lot of people are struggling. I think we need to go more in depth on that.
Must commend. I've seen a lot of special stories that you have been doing over the years, and to me, I think they were excellent.
Grand Bahama residents say this is a proud moment for them as well, as only the sun covers the Bahamas better. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Stay with us. There's more news on the other side of the break.